Hey, what's up YouTube? You're watching Ready Set Drone, and today I'm really excited about this one. It's the OMP Hobby FPV ZMO. It is a vertical takeoff and landing fixed wing that uses the DJI FPV system, the V1 system. I think it has a Caddx Vista unit in it, and it's set up to fly with the DJI goggles, version 1, and remote control, and we're gonna give it a try, so stay tuned. So if you're new to the channel, I hope you'll hit subscribe and you'll hit the notification bell, because not only do we do drones, but we do stuff like this, fixed wings, vertical takeoff and landing, RC cars, all kinds of fun stuff. So let's open it up and turn it around. Now, first of all, I am always a fan of when a company provides a box that you can store the thing in. This is the box, this is what's in it, and it looks like we've got, this is my first time opening it. We've got right here the 4S LiPo battery with an XT60 connector. So this is the 5100 milliamp hour LiPo with the XT60. We've got the smart charger. I guess this is if you don't have a LiPo charger, you can charge your LiPo with that. We've got the ZMO FPV. This looks like something that maybe goes on the nose of it. And this might be where your FPV camera goes, and then an action camera here. Seems like that might be like a GoPro or a DJI action camera could fit in there. This looks like the right wing from the pilot's perspective. So we're not talking politics here, just talking left wing and right wing. We've got the actual fuselage, and this is all in one piece. You can see it has a combination rudder elevator, V-style tail section here, and then it's got the propeller here for vertical takeoff, and I think this probably stops when it's in flight, is my guess. When it's in forward flight, using the wings. It's got the section up here with the FPV camera, and you can see the digital transmitter unit in there. I'm sure you can also get to it from here. So when I open the lid, there are some instructions in here. Looks like there's a little stick of some sort. We'll discover what that's for later, I hope. Looks like those are in Chinese and these are in English. So this is your quick start guide. You've got your battery connector, your XT60 connector. You've got your two antennas that match up to the Caddx unit. And your Caddx unit looks like it's just plugged into the flight controller back there. And I think what this thing is for pushing the bind button on the air unit. Okay, so we figured it all out, and I'll tell you what we did because it took a long time and wouldn't be very interesting on camera. First of all, this is a full air unit inside this thing. It's not a Vista unit. I think it ships with an option for a Vista unit or an air unit, and this one has an air unit. Difference is an air unit has an SD slot, so you can record local video from the FPV camera, which is great. If you're not running with an action camera on it, you're gonna get pretty good quality video recorded directly to the SD card in the air unit. The bind button for the air unit is under the SD slot. So once you find the SD slot, you can get an SD card into it using this little tool. You just kind of line it up and then use this tool to push it in. And then you can push the actual bind button using this tool as well. Real quick, I just wanted to figure out how to do the connect to the wings. And it looks like on the wings, looks like there is a little cable that sticks out right here with 3 receptacles for pins. And so it looks like what you want to do is line up this post, push it, and then once you get to the point where you can plug it in, go ahead and plug it in, this little cable, into the actual wing. So line up the posts, and then there is a little latch right here, and you just put the latch up, and then it locks down. And so the wing is locked in place, which I really like that. So when you want to take the wing off, you get back to your little tool right here or something with which to pry it up. So handy. And then you pry it all the way up, and then see how it came apart? But when I put it like that, it latches down. And then once again, you don't want to close it on the latch, so make sure the latch is up like that. Line up the holes, push it in, and then take the latch and latch it. That is brilliant. So now lastly, I am curious what's back here, like if this will lift off. There's your flight controller and brains of the whole thing. I don't see any reason really why you'd need to get in there. There is a GPS on this as well. It does have return to home and a GPS unit, and there is a light on top of the GPS, and different blinks of different colors and different blinking patterns tell you different things about the GPS status. I haven't memorized that yet, but it's in the instructions. So we'll do that when we're out in the field. We have the airplane right here, the fixed wing, and we're gonna go ahead and take it for its first flight. As I mentioned before, it pairs with the DJI FPV system. Fortunately, it has instructions right here that actually tell you what all the switches should do. So yeah, it's got which switch is for return to home, which switch is for takeoff, how you switch from vertical to horizontal flight, fixed wing. I'm gonna show you how it's packed in here. So if you take a look, this is the left wing and that's the right wing. They sit right in here. There's a little spot right here for the nose cones to go into. That's how you can tell you got it in the right place. So we'll take the left wing out, left as your, if you were the pilot. The right wing out, we'll set them over here. And then the fuselage goes down here in the bottom of the case. If you had actually, I think you could actually put your goggles right in here. Yep, that's a slot for your goggles if you wanted it. And I already showed you what's inside. You got the air unit or the Vista unit in there. Currently we have the nose cone, the default nose cone on. I don't know also if center of gravity is going to be off because there's not a camera attached to it right now, or if putting a camera on it throws your center of gravity further forward. I'm not 100% sure on that yet. There is something in the instructions that talks about center of gravity, so once we get it assembled, we can see where the center of gravity is supposed to be. You want to make sure that's all the way in there to where it's as far as it can go, and then pull that part, and then as we discussed in the studio, this little latch goes on, clips down. That's there, that's there. Okay, woo! All together now. Now the battery does seem to come with a little bit of Velcro on the bottom. Whoa, look at that. The props go straight up. So the instructions reference center of gravity being at the 2 bumps. There are 2 holes right there, and they're lined up about where my fingers are. Okay, got a red light right there. And now it says to put the tail up. And I'm guessing it's going to start blinking green again when it's good. Oh, yep, just started blinking green. I'm dizzy, all good. Yep, two green blinks is what we want. That means GPS is calibrated. I would expect the control surfaces to move, but maybe they don't move when you're in VTOL mode. Or in vertical mode. Okay, so wind feels like it's coming from that way, would you say? Like we're facing into the wind. All right, so I'm gonna go forward. It'll flip the switch. It's actually flying very nice. I just wish I could slow it down a little bit. Let me see how low I can go. But gosh, it's fast. So I kind of want to land it. Okay, it just takes it a second, maybe. You just have to give it a second to get into vertical mode. Bringing it over here. I switched it to vertical and I just waited and then it switched. This is Kai, Lone Star UAV. Go check out his channel. He's here today to heckle and to teach me how to fly this thing FPV. He's had great expertise at flying wings and putting them into water towers and small children and people he doesn't like.
No small children.
No small children?
I don't like.
All right. Whoop, and away you go.
I'm here at the far end of the field, and now I'm gonna kick it into return to home.
And I'm watching it, and it's still in, I can't tell, is it gone to?
It's still in straight flight.
Yep, still in.
It wobbled a good bit.
wonder if it's trying to get closer before it switches. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's coming closer before it switches.
Yeah, because I don't know that if its
right.
battery's low, I don't know if it, oh, yeah.
Now she went in a...
There it goes. Wow. So it flew back fixed wing
Yep.
by itself, and then it switched when it got close. It didn't like switch and then try to come all the way back in vertical. That's awesome.
And there she is.
All right, so this OMP Hobby ZMO is a lot of fun. It's a very different flight experience than a normal fixed wing or a wing, which Kai has flown many of and said that it didn't fly like a wing, or of course a quadcopter. It's a different flight experience. It's beginner friendly because it maintains its airspeed. It has a pretty reliable return to home as long as you're far enough away and you've let it lock in on the satellites and you've done the compass calibration and all that stuff. The return to home seems to work pretty well. We only have limited experience because you don't have very many batteries that come with it, so you're probably gonna want to get more batteries if you're going to get them and fly this thing. I'd suggest maybe 2 or 3 extras so that you have enough flight time with it. But once you get it up in the air, it's a joy. It's quiet, it's very maneuverable. You can turn banks really quickly. You know, you're kind of throwing a lot of aileron at it, or a combination of that V tail along with the ailerons, and it makes it do these kind of quick turns. You have to kind of get used to the transition between its vertical flight and its fixed wing flight. But once you do that, it's pretty fun to fly and a really great beginner FPV fixed wing experience. So I hope you'll check out the links below. Thank you to OMP once again for providing this, and we'll see you next time on Ready Set Drone.